students who don't have a right to vote tomorrow, you may be in luck. Local organizations are helping get voters to the polls.
In New York, former President Donald Trump appeared in court to give his testimony, what he said and what would mean for the civil fraud trial.
Careful what you eat. This chicken nugget manufacturer is having a recall, and you could have their product in your fridge right now.
And for all pickles and ketchup combination fans, Heinz is releasing a new flavor early next year. All these stories and more as TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, Kent State and Portage County. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Nuried Hurtado.
And I'm Michael Neenan. We start tonight with election coverage and Rideshare to Vote, a company that drives students from and to the polls.
Our reporter Skylar Edington talked to the company about this initiative. Hi, Skylar.
Hi guys. With many college students on campus without a car, it can lead to them unable to get to the polls to vote. One group has created a solution to this. A company with the name Rideshare to Vote has gone national, providing to and from rides from election polls for no charge. The group that started in Texas in 2019 has now expanded to over 15 states.
Abortion rights on the ballot, legalizing marijuana on the ballot, all the municipals, school boards, city councils, these are very important elections, but they just get downplayed. And so unless you're a hardcore newsie, sometimes people don't even know. And so one of the things that we do, if we work within a certain area, we reach out to voters and tell them that there is an election coming up, when it is, and we offer them a ride to vote.
Voters can request a ride to vote by 3 ways: the group's app, on their website, or by calling their number. If you are planning on grabbing a ride from the group, try to contact them at least 2 hours before you intend to leave. Reporting for TV2, I'm Skylar Edington. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Skylar. Counties across Northeast Ohio are working to accommodate voters who are disabled. The Portage County Board of Elections in Ravenna allows constituents to call the office from the parking lot and have a worker bring them an application. On Election Day, curbside voting is also available, though those trying to vote from their cars would need to bring an aide to alert a ballot worker that they are in need of assistance.
Now, State Issue 1 will be on the November 7 general election a statewide ballot as a proposed constitutional amendment. The amendment would establish Ohio's constitutional right to carry out one's own reproductive decisions and would bar the state from interfering in reproductive health matters, according to the ballot language. This includes decisions on abortion, contraception, fertility treatment, miscarriage care, and continuing pregnancy.
The other ballot initiative is State Issue 2, which asks voters if marijuana should be legalized for recreational use in Ohio. Though cannabis would be legalized, it can still be regulated and taxed. If approved, adults 21 and older may buy and hold 2.5 ounces of cannabis and 15 grams of concentrates. Adults may also grow 6 plants individually.
Now, Portage County have a lot of decisions to make on their ballot for this general election. The ballot has 34 issues, including a statewide issue 1 and 2. Some other issues include levy renewals and replacement, school tax levies, liquor options for Deerfield, Ravenna, Atwater, and Suffield. In Kent, residents will have to vote on City Council Ward 4 and school board races.
Portage County has a few contested races this election day. In Kent, residents of Ward 4 will choose between 2 candidates for City Council along with races for the school board. Additionally, Streetsboro will be voting for a new mayor and city council members, while Ravenna only has a single contested race for its city council. Other notable races are in Aurora, Manaway, Hiram, and Windham.
A former Kent Roosevelt High School student who police say posted a bomb threat on social media towards the school appeared for a preliminary hearing this morning.
Our own Erin Sullivan has more on this developing story. Hi, Erin.
Threat, a felony in the 3rd degree. Before a grand jury this morning at the Portage County Court of Common Pleas, Kent police say Meyer Gillespie is charged with making terroristic threats after posting on social media that he wanted to, quote, blow up the school, end quote.
It was initially reported to us by way of the FBI. So they had become aware of the threat online, and they started investigating it right away, and they notified us because it was a Kent City case.
Gillespie told the police the post was a joke, but this is not the first time he posted a threat.
Now, during the investigation, police did find out that the former student did make a similar post in the past with a threatening nature toward the Kent Roosevelt School. Now, during the investigation, they did find that the post was not detected at the time it was made.
And he had made this post once before last year, and he didn't get a reaction from it, or he didn't get a response. Since he got away with it the first time, he thought he would get away with it the second time.
Kent police are reminding social media users that all threats are taken very seriously, even if a post is meant to be a joke.
Whenever somebody makes a post like this, or any type of message like this, it requires a lot of resources, a lot of immediate response and action. And you are pulling FBI, local police departments, regional agencies, and you're pulling those investigators away from other work that they could be doing.
And for TV2 News, I'm Erin Sullivan.
Students were evacuated from Highland High School in Medina this morning after the school received a bomb threat. Although the threat is not considered credible, extra police presence was assigned to the schools around the school district. This comes after a string of bomb threats around Medina County. Police say they are still investigating the matter.
Hello, Kent State and Portage County. As always, I'm Nicholas Keller with your Monday weather forecast. Let's jump right in with currently in Kent. Currently in Kent, we have 66 degrees with it feeling like 66. The dew point's at 37 degrees, and the wind is going south-southwest at about 12 miles per hour. Humidity is at 37%, and visibility is at 10 miles. Tomorrow we're going to have 52 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Wind is going to be going southwest at 12 miles per hour, and the sun will be setting at 5:14 p.m. 8 p.m. tonight we're going to have 59 degrees with cloudy skies, same for midnight. And at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning we're going to have 53 degrees with partly cloudy skies. That's all I have for now, but make sure you stick around for the rest of your Monday forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Nick. Over the weekend, the Akron branch of the NAACP hosted their annual Freedom Fund event, which featured keynote speaker Ivory Toldson, the Education, Innovation, and Research Director for the organization's national branch. Scheduled for the weekend before Election Day, the event covers issues regarding race relations with funds raised going towards voter registration.
Now, the mother of Isaac Burgess, a 19-year-old seriously injured in a hit-and-run in Cuyahoga Falls last Tuesday, spoke out about the accident. The accident happened on Tuesday morning when a vehicle drove south on Bailey Road as Isaac entered the crosswalk. The vehicle turned right without yielding and hit Isaac to then speed away. Isaac's mom said that even though Isaac is in a good condition now, she is concerned about what the long-term consequences of these accidents will be in her son. And a 25-year-old Kent man pleaded guilty Monday morning to sex crimes involving an 11-year-old girl from Greene, according to a Summit County Prosecutor's Office news release. George Reed was indicted in the Summit County Court of Common Pleas for a third, fourth, and fifth-degree felonies. Summit County Sheriff's deputies arrested Reed in April after they received a tip he had been, quote, sexually assaulting the 11-year-old. Reed will appear in court on December 18 for sentencing. The Rafah crossing has been open, allowing people to enter Egypt. We have all the details and latest developments on the war between Israel and Palestine.
It's flu season, and the CDC is getting a head start on the virus, what their course of action is this year, and how it may include your travel plans.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Welcome back. In New York, former President Donald Trump appeared in court today and testified in the civil fraud trial where he has been pressed about the value of his properties.
Our correspondent Tyler Schloser has more details and the breakdown on this trial and Trump's testimony. Hi, Tyler.
Hey, you guys. Former President Donald Trump took the stand earlier today to give testimony in the ongoing fraud trial based around the alleged inflated value of his assets. The prosecutor, New York Attorney General Letitia James, is confident that she'll win based solely on the merits of their case and had this to say before court.
Mr. Trump has repeatedly and consistently misrepresented and inflated the value of his assets. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters are the facts and the numbers. And numbers, my friends, don't lie.
The prosecution was confident going in that former President Trump would base his defense on avoiding the questions and taunting his opponents, and many have perceived him to do just that. He said, quote, "You and every other Democrat district attorney, AG, and U.S. attorney were coming at me from 15 different sides. All Democrats, all haters," end quote. The result of this bench trial, and by extension the fate of many of Donald Trump's business assets, will be decided solely by the presiding judge. The CDC is currently expanding its experimental traveler-based genomic surveillance program to 4 more major international airports. This program takes anonymous swabs from voluntary international travelers and then analyzes the genomes of any variants of notable pathogens they find. This provides a head start on treatment research for high-risk pathogens with samples from all over the world. On the subject of public health, check your chicken nuggets. Tyson has recently recalled their 29-ounce bags of chicken nuggets with the best-by date of September 4th. The reason behind the recall is a small amount of metal that has been found inside this particular batch. The recall was issued after the Department of Agriculture reported, quote, "one minor oral injury," end quote. A shame something so delicious could betray us. And it's not just nuggets that should be on your radar. Schnucks and Weiss brand cinnamon applesauce have been added to the recall list due to 7 cases of potential lead exposure. They are joining Wanabana brand cinnamon applesauce, which was recalled last month. Lead exposure can lead to multiple long-term damaging effects, especially in children. So if you believe your or someone else's child could have been exposed, the FDA recommends getting a blood test from your local doctor. And that's all we have for tonight's national news. From KSU's TV2 News, I'm Tyler Schloser. Keep looking out, Portage County.
Thank you, Tyler. States with strict abortion laws have been found to have higher rates of children ending up in foster care. A study performed by JAMA Pediatrics found that the foster care system saw an 11% increase in the number of children entered. After Roe v. Wade was overturned, it activated trap laws in certain states, making it harder or even impossible for some parents to seek abortions.
A new study indicates America's gun epidemic has become deadlier than ever for kids since the start of the pandemic. The study shows that emergency room visits for firearm injuries among children doubled from March 2020 through November of last year. About 2/3 of all ER visits for gun injuries were among youth from the most disadvantaged neighborhoods. Multiple factors likely contributed to the increase early in the pandemic, such as increased firearm purchases as well as economic uncertainty.
Welcome back to TV2 Weather, so you stay informed before the storm. We're going to jump right back in with currently in Northeast Ohio. Right now in Sandusky, we have 63 degrees and 63 degrees in Mansfield, 62 degrees in Worcester, 63 degrees in Cleveland, 60 degrees in Ashtabula, 66 in Kent, 61 in Youngstown, and 60 degrees in Canton. Currently statewide, we have 62 degrees in Akron, 61 degrees in Steubenville, 64 in Akron, 66 in Columbus, 67 in Lima, 69 in Dayton, and 68 in Cincinnati. Now for a 7-day forecast. Tuesday, we have partly cloudy skies with a high of 55 and a low of 37. Wednesday, we're going to have cloudy skies with a high of 55 and a low of 52. Thursday, we're going to have some AM showers, high of 58, low of 38. Friday, we're going to have some AM clouds with some PM sun, high of 49, low of 34. Saturday, going the weekend, we're going to have partly cloudy skies, high of 46, low of 31. Sunday, we're going to have more partly cloudy skies with 49 degrees for the high and 33 degrees for the low. And on Monday, we're going to have sunny skies with a high of 51 and a low of 33. Unfortunately, that's all I have for today, but make sure to check back next Monday. From the Franklin Hall studio, I've been Nicholas Keller. Stay groovy, Portage County. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Nicholas. Now with updates in the war between Israel and Palestine, the Rafah border crossing opened to allow foreign nationals and injured Palestinians into Egypt today. Officials said a total of 9 Palestinians with severe injuries sustained from Israeli airstrikes in Gaza had been able to cross to receive treatment, bringing the total to 93 Palestinians. The crossing temporarily closed over the weekend after an Israeli airstrike that hit a Palestinian Red Crescent ambulance.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken wrapped up his tour of the Middle East in Turkey with the goal of reaching an agreement with Hamas and pro-Palestinian nations in an effort to momentarily end fighting, what it calls humanitarian pauses. President Joe Biden also had similar talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, though Israel has no plans to stop fighting at the moment.
Now with updates on the war in Ukraine, Russian attacks damaged port infrastructure and a museum in Odessa and left 8 people injured due to the attack, according to Ukraine's military. Strikes damaged warehouses, unloading equipment, and trucks with grain, as well as a museum in the historic part of the city. Russian attacks previously destroyed cultural monuments in Odessa, and in July, missile strike damaged Odessa's largest church building.
Could the Browns take down the Cardinals in Cleveland, and could Kent come out on top in the MAC Soccer Championship, or did Ohio University edge out the win?
Today is dedicated to a certain salty and cheesy snack you get at the movies, restaurants, and other functions. Find out all about where it started.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Hello, Northeast Ohio, and with a mild day of weather to a wild weekend of sports, from playoff finishes to new coaching hires, let's take a look at how the Kent ladies fared in the MAC championship game this just yesterday, Sunday afternoon. The Kent ladies advanced to the MAC championship after their triumphant upset of Western Michigan on Friday by a score of 2-1. When it came to the championship game, Kent came out strong on Sunday with a goal scored from Elena Raimondo in just the 3rd minute of the match. Unfortunately, that's where the scoring subsided for Kent. While Alyssa Arthur and Callie Cunningham were both able to grab 2 shots on goal, the unreal effort put forth couldn't quite outmatch the performance from Ohio University, resulting in a loss with a final of 2-1. And while no one likes losing, this was an exciting and prominent run by the Kent ladies, and one to certainly hang their hat on. A magical season coming to a close for Kent. And now we go from soccer to the gridiron. It's football, it's the Browns and Cardinals. In this first play here, it's going to be a refreshing deep bomb. I say refreshing, folks, because we haven't seen Deshaun Watson or a Browns offense hit a deep ball yet all season. There we see a 50-yarder to Amari Cooper to really ignite the offense. Here's Clayton Tune. It's Deshaun Watson diving over at the 50 to make the interception. Now here quickly, Deshaun Watson bounces off the helmet. Last week we had a bounce off a helmet and an interception. This week for the Browns, you see a bounce off and a touchdown. Now we had a David Njoku touchdown so quickly there for the Browns, and they really dominated defensively, which led to an offensive onslaught. Another big 50-yard bomb there for Cooper, and it's going to be Hunt to finish it off at 27-0, the final score there. And really, again, the defense did their job early on, which allowed the offense to have a much more easy time in this one for the Browns. And now we go from football to baseball, from Cleveland football to Cleveland baseball. One may say filling the shoes of Terry Francona as manager of the Guardians is a tall task, but the Guardians front office announced at just the 11 o'clock hour today that Stephen Vogt will be the new manager of the Cleveland baseball team. Vogt, just now the 2nd youngest manager in baseball, now 39, will be taking over the reins. And this is an interesting move in comparison for Cleveland, going from the older, crafty veteran coach to a fresh new name in the managerial front of the MLB. While youthful, Vogt isn't short of a resume. As a catcher, Vogt played for 6 teams in the MLB, drafted in 2007, making his professional debut in 2012. Vogt then did retire in 2022, all while netting 2 All-Star appearances in 2015 and 16. From old to young, it'll be a brand new look for the Guardians in 2024. And that'll lead us in to Monday Night Football tonight. It's the LA Chargers, and they'll go into New York at the daunting MetLife Stadium for their primetime battle with the Chargers. And with Justin Herbert beat up, the lackadaisical coaching of Brandon Staley, and that defense that hasn't been doing too well this year, I expect the Jets defense to shine and lead Zach Wilson and the Jets to a low-scoring defensive win. In this one, I'll take Jets 17, Chargers 13. And we have a wild Monday night game. Hopefully you guys enjoy that one. We've got baseball they just finished up, and now we have football in full gear. We got basketball just kicking off, and we'll see what the Browns can do in their season with the second half just starting and coming at them fast. But that's all for sports. I'm Pat Sartor.
Thank you, Pat. Heinz is trying something new earlier next year. We have the details on the new condiment they are releasing. If you love ketchup and pickles, this is for you. Heinz is rolling out the new condiment combining two hamburger staples, pickles and ketchup. Heinz says its pickle ketchup has the tangy and savory flavor of pickles with the unmistakable taste of its rich tomato ketchup. Heinz says 73% of Americans enjoy the taste of pickles. The new ketchup hits grocery stores in early 2024.
Today is National Nachos Day. Story goes that the popular snack was invented in 1943 in Texas near the Mexican border when a man named Ignacio Nacho Anaya cut tortillas into triangles, topped them with cheese and jalapenos, and baked them to create the first ever plate of nachos. The snack spread in popularity across the state and eventually across the whole country. Now, Nuried, I gotta ask, do you like nachos at all?
It depends what it comes with, because if you give me melt cheddar cheese on it, like the classic nachos vibe, I don't like it because I don't like cheddar cheese.
Fair enough. I think the best plate of nachos I ever had was at TD Garden in Boston. It had cheese, pulled pork, barbecue sauce, and jalapenos on it. It's
barbecue
awesome.
Sauce?
Yes. It had pulled pork on it.
Okay,
so you gotta,
that
you
makes
gotta
sense.
Put barbecue sauce on it.
That makes sense.
But what about ketchup with pickles in it?
I wouldn't try that. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't try that. I don't like pickles, so.
Yeah, me neither. I just wouldn't.
Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight at 6. Thank you so much for joining us.
Make sure to follow us at TV2 News on social media at Kent Wire to stay up to date with the latest. I'm Michael Neenan.
And I'm Nuried Hurtado. Have a great night, Portage County.
This is Portage County's TV2, broadcasting from the campus of Kent State University. Streaming online at kentwired.com.